Proceed with the countdown.
Many Bothans died to bring you this list. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 alien races in Star Wars. For this list, we're looking at the most memorable, iconic, and coolest non-human species that inhabit a galaxy far, far away. However, we're only considering intelligent, non-monstrous species, which means you won't be seeing creatures like the Rancor here. Number 10. Togrutans.
No, Ezra, don't!
Colorfully designed, war-hungry beings from the planet Sheely, Togrutans are easily identifiable due to their unique appearance, which includes pointed montrals on their heads, and skin that comes in a variety of tones, colors, and designs.
Although I don't agree with his sentiment, Brick isn't wrong. These cadets are far from ready.
While Togrutans work better in groups, several notable individual members of the species still stick out solo in the vast galaxy. These include Jedi Master Shaak Ti, who was a general during the Clone Wars, and Ahsoka Tano, who was the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars, but was forced to turn against him during the early days of the Rebellion.
If you want to finish our fight, you'll have to deal with him first.
Number 9. Ewoks. Nobody would have ever guessed that these alien teddy bears would be instrumental in overthrowing the Galactic Empire, but here we are.
You kids ready for the party? You bet.
Populating the forest moon of Endor, the average Ewok is only like 3 feet tall and resembles a life-sized teddy bear more than anything else. They're a primitive species, but what they lack in technology, they more than make up for in skill and cunning. With Wicket along for the ride, the Ewoks assisted the Rebel Alliance in their final battle with the Empire in the Battle of Endor, using their environmental advantage to destroy Imperial forces with the use of spears, slingshots, and logs. Hey, don't judge a book by its cover. Number 8. Yoda species.
Try not. Do. Or do not. There is no try.
Frustratingly little is known about the species to which Yoda, one of the greatest Jedi Masters of all time, belongs. Only 2 of them have made appearances in the Star Wars canon. There was Yoda himself and the female Jedi Master, Yaddle. What is confirmed is that members of Yoda's species are tiny in stature, force-sensitive, have green skin and 3 fingers, and can live a life that spans centuries. After all, Master Yoda died at the ripe old age of 900.
Pass on what you have learned. No.
Regardless of the lack of information, the mystery that shrouds this beloved alien species only adds to his status as a legendary figure among the Jedi.
May the Force be with you.
Number 7. Mon Calamari.
It's a trap!
They may sound like an appetizing seafood dish, but you won't be finding these amphibious creatures on any galactic menu.
On 1, this is go, leader.
We saw it. All craft prepare to retreat.
Originating from the planet Mon Cala, a world they cohabitated with fellow aquatic creatures, the Quarren. Members of the species are built like giant fish with their large eyes and long webbed fingers. Because of this, they thrive in the water, able to live there for extended periods of time.
It's only a matter of time before they launch another assault.
Perhaps the most famous member of the species was Admiral Akbar, who played a major role in the Rebel victory at the Battle of Endor, as well as the Resistance victory at the Battle of Starkiller Base.
How is it possible to power a weapon of that size?
Number 6. Zabraks.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
There are few species in the galaxy that look as threatening as these guys. Zabraks are very close in design to humans, but maintain some pretty distinct differences, such as their 2 hearts and the trademark horns that stick out of their heads.
My path has been so dark. Darker than I ever dreamed it could be.
The race is known for being fiercely independent, often to the point of arrogance, and they make their presence known on both sides of the Force. For example, Zabrak Eth Koth was an esteemed member of the Jedi Council, while the dark side claimed Darth Maul, apprentice of Darth Sidious, who put an end to the life of beloved Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. So, a mixed bag. Number 5. Hutts.
The great Jabba the Hutt has decreed that you are to be terminated immediately.
Good, I hate long waits.
Nothing says gangster like a giant space slug. Native to the planet Nal Hutta, the Hutts could mostly be found on Tatooine, where they ran the massive Hutt clan crime syndicate.
Now Skywalker is coming here to finish his true mission, to wipe out the entire Hutt clan.
Since the Republic basically had no influence there, the Hutts more or less ran the planet, profiting through illegal activities like smuggling, gambling, and slavery. Appropriately ugly exploits to match their hideous physiques.
15, Jabba, don't push it.
Probably the best known of the Hutts was Jabba, who, in addition to doing all of the above, was also responsible for the bounty put on Han Solo, and who had him frozen in carbonite and hung on his wall. Thankfully, none of that ended too well for good old Jabba.
Second thought, let's pass on that, huh?
Number 4. Tusken Raiders, also known as Sand People.
There are several creatures approaching from the southeast. Sand People.
A race indigenous to Tatooine, these creatures live by even fewer rules than the Hutts, and are easily identified by the large gaffy sticks they carry around, as well as their distinctive desert garb. The species' greatest claims to fame? They've shot at participants in the Boonta Eve pod race, were responsible for the kidnapping and torture of Shmi Skywalker, and, years later, almost made sure that Luke Skywalker would never become the galaxy's new hope by attacking him when he went to look for R2-D2. Then again, these events were responsible for bringing Luke and Obi-Wan Kenobi together, so at least we can thank them for that.
Rest easy, son. You've had a busy day. You're fortunate to be all in one piece.
Number 3. Jawas.
These are the same Jawas that sold us R2 and 3PO.
If this list proves anything, it's probably that Tatooine is just an awful place to live. These tiny creatures are more civilized than the Tuskens, but just as mysterious, as they roam around the desert in their massive sand crawlers. We never see what they look like under their hoods, but they spend their lives as scavengers, roaming around in search of scrap metal or droids that they can pawn off on gullible Tatooinians. One of these gullible Tatooinians happens to be moisture farmer Owen Lars, who decides to buy 2 droids that the Jawas had captured, a transaction that just so happens to set in motion the events that lead to the downfall of the evil empire. Guess Jawas are good for something.
I have no need for a protocol droid.
Of course you haven't, sir. Not in an environment such as this.
Number 2. Twi'Leks.
Stop you scaring her.
Originating from the outer rim planet of Ryloth, the Twi'Leks are one of the most unique species you'll find in the galaxy. Their appearance is defined by a variety of different skin colors, including white, green, and blue, and of course the 2 tentacles that protrude from their skulls, called Leku. Known for their grace and beauty, Twi'Leks are found all over the galaxy, including on the Jedi Council, where they're represented by Master Ila Sakura. Of course, there were also 2 in the service of Jabba the Hutt.
Nay, Jabba no bother.
One was the weak-minded Bib Fortuna, Jabba's right-hand man for years. The other was an exotic dancer named Ula, who met a gruesome death at the hands of the Rancor. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Yes, Greedo. As a matter of fact, I was just going to see your boss. Tell Jabba that I've got his money.
After all these years, we were beginning to think you weren't coming. Now please, this way.
And because you were all probably expecting this, here's a dishonorable mention as well.
Jar Jar Binks, Mr. Your humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but it is. 'Tis demanded by the gods, it is.
Number 1. Wookiees.
Chewie, get us out of here!
They're big, they're furry, they're loyal, and they're great to have in a battle too. Wookiees are like Ewoks on steroids. They're fuzzballs, but they're also tall, strong, and mighty warriors. Hailing from the forest planet of Kashyyyk, Wookiees are known to be fierce and terrifying when provoked, but gentle and kind to those they trust. While they are able to understand other languages, they can't speak them themselves, which is why they all communicate with their signature roars. Among the most legendary Wookiees were Tarful, a general during the Clone Wars, and of course Chewbacca, co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon and loyal friend to Han Solo.
Great, Chewie. Great. Always thinking with your stomach.
The only downside to Wookiee culture? Life Day. Just don't ask.
Happy Life Day.
you agree with our list?
We have no choice.
What do you think are the best alien races in Star Wars?
Chewie!
For more spacey top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Jedi mind.